Good evening. I am MD Nawshin Zaman, a student of CC Department, Daffodil International University. Today, I am recording a presentation for my computer network course for my beloved teacher, Parthudev Shortcut. And as you can see, today's topic is VLSM, that is Variable Length Subnet Mask. So let's proceed to the presentation. Let's know what is subnetting. Subnetting is a process that divides a large network into smaller subnetworks. Main purpose of subnetting is to reduce network congestion and improve efficiency and security. There are two types of subnetting. One is fixed length subnetting, another is variable length subnetting, and these are known as fixed length subnet mask, also known as FLSM, and variable length subnet mask, also called VLSM. So in FLSM, we can divide a network into definite number of subnetworks that can hold same number of hosts. We cannot change the number of hosts in as our requirements. But in VLSM, we can divide the network into parts that can have variable number of hosts according to user requirements. So let's proceed with VLSM today. What is VLSM? VLSM is the type of subnetting that allows us to choose the individual size for each segment, though this size cannot be used so precisely, but we can reduce the waste of IP or host addresses compared to FLSM. So let's proceed with an example. Here, we will perform a VLSM procedure and our given IP is 192.168.2.0/24. By this /24, we can understand that there are 24 bits that are assigned for network and 8 bits that are assigned for host. And our task is to create 4 subnets using following host requirements. There are 4 host requirements. The first subnet requires 120 hosts. The second one requires 60 hosts, and third and fourth one requires both 30 hosts. Before going to the next step, one thing to mention here that for each subnet, we must add 2 more hosts with the requirement. So for first subnet, we will be actually calculating for 122 hosts instead of 120. Why 2 extra hosts are needed, one for network address and another for broadcast address. So let's proceed to the next step, that is step 1, calculating the required host bit. As we mentioned earlier, we will need 122 hosts for our first subnet, and we cannot calculate every number as we are working with binary bits, and in binary bits we can work with numbers that are equal to the power of 2. So here we can see 2 to the power 1 to 2 to the power 6 are the value which are less than 122. And when we were calculating 2 to the power 7, that is 128, is greater than 122, that is good for our requirement. So we will need 7 bits for our hosts. Then in step 2, we need to find out the network bit with the help of given formula. And the formula is network bit is equals to 32 minus host bits. And from the previous slide, we saw we have 7 bits for hosts. So network bit will be 32 minus 7 equals to 25. In step 3, we will calculate the updated subnet mask. And how to calculate subnet mask? We just need to put 1 for each network bit and 0 for each host bits. And then if we convert the binary numbers to decimal, we get our subnet mask as 255.255.255.128. After that, we will calculate the range of our hosts. The range is maximum subnet mask minus updated subnet mask. We find maximum subnet mask when we put 1 for all 32 bits, and the updated subnet mask is calculated here. After the subtraction, we can find that our last host will have 127 as its fourth block address. So the network block for first subnet is from 192.168.2.0 to 192.168.2.127. So in this part, .0 will be the first host of our first subnet that will work as the network address, and .127 will be the last host, will be the last host address for our first subnet that will work as broadcast address. So what will be the first host address? The first host address will be 192.168.2.1, and the last host address will be 192.168.2.126. And we will see this in a table in next slide. That is, we can see very clearly our requirements were 4 subnets. First subnet needs 120 hosts, and we saw that we must calculate for 122 hosts. So for first subnet, we have network address same as the given IP, and then subnet mask, that is 128 for first host, As I mentioned earlier, it will be .1, and last host is 126, and 127 was the broadcast address. And total host used for our first subnet is 128. Also for second, third, and fourth subnets, I have calculated all the values and put it on the table. So thank you for watching my presentation today. I wish you a good day.